And let's go.
Big Show and Kane, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has won the Royal Rumble.
Roman Reigns is headed to WrestleMania. Oh no.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2015 Royal Rumble post-show edition of the Shootcast. My name is Fred, and of course, I am being joined by my co-host, Mr. Che.
Hey, are you a fan of the Roman Empire? Wait, hold on. Do you believe in Reigns?
Do I believe in Reigns?
Yes.
I believe as much in this current Roman Empire as I did in the previous Roman Empire.
Oh, shit. That says a lot. You and the Philly fans alike.
Me
And I
and the
agree
Philly
with
fans.
you.
You know, we'll get to that a little bit later, but I just want to make sure that we cover things as they go. We'll actually start at the bottom of the card and work our way up. We start with the pre-show. Do you have any thoughts on that? To be honest, I can't even remember who competed. So we'll go ahead, we'll skip the pre-show. Moving on to the main card. The New Age Outlaws come back to face the Ascension. We'll open up the pay-per-view card or the network card, depending on where you're at.
You know, I'm not a big fan of the Ascension.
No, I don't think anyone is. They're obviously going to be a heel tag team. They're obviously going to have a weird gimmick of squashing lesser teams. I almost look at them as like a comedy act.
Yeah, what they were doing the past couple of weeks on Raw. It's a shame because I heard that when they were in NXT, they were way better. Their gimmick was different, and I guess they bring them out to WWE and they pull this shit off with the, wannabe Legion of Doom shit.
It's just like I said, it's just disappointing, and I hope that they can, make them a little more credible. I hope that they can face actual tag teams, maybe put them up against Gold and Stardust, maybe put them up against Miz and Mizdow. I don't know, but to have them do a match against the Ascension when it matters, to have them do a match with the New Age Outlaws on a pay-per-view just doesn't seem, very fitting. But
What do you think about the match? Do you think it helped them?
Not really. I mean, it doesn't look as though it was impressive. It was against a very distant tag team, I guess you would say. They're pretty far out of the game.
And the funny thing is, not to cut you off, but the funny thing is the Outlaws were looking pretty good in that match. They were agile, they were moving, and, especially Road Dogg. Road Dogg was going in. I mean, and Billy Gunn too, but I don't know. I mean, even though Ascension won, it just doesn't feel like a win that gets them much credit. They do get credit for going over, but not a lot. Their performance, I was disappointed in it.
Of course. So the Outlaws suffer a defeat by the hands of the Ascension, and they do in fact ascend up into wherever they're going. So we cut backstage. Triple H and Stephanie are talking about how Sting is not going to get his way into the WWE arena tonight. You see, that sort of stuff might have happened on WCW, but not in the House of McMahon. And Triple H says if Sting takes a step into that building, he's going to handle him personally, which again teases the Triple H versus Sting match at WrestleMania. I definitely believe this is going to happen. There's no doubt about it at this point. Sting comes out, points at Triple H, tells him you, and now Triple H is laying down the law if Sting even dares show up. The Vigilante, as they've been billing him, to take care of the Ascension.
And the funny thing is, you know what? You know what they had in WCW, though? A good gimmick with Sting. Like I said before, I'm very disappointed with it. He comes out with the fucking robe that looks like something he would wear in TNA. I don't know. They should have just stuck the Crow Sting. 100%. Gimmick, theme, everything.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, Sting is there. His usual gimmick is that he's going to take care of the evildoers of the company, and this time he's going after the Authority. So I don't know.
We'll see how it
I accidentally
goes.
referred to the Authority as the Ascension. I guess I have Ascension on the mind, but yeah, I guess he's gonna take care of them. So Paul Heyman comes in and says, you know what? You guys didn't like John Cena as their champion, and I had a solution, Brock Lesnar. You guys put him in a triple threat match, and I don't like that, but I have a solution, Brock Lesnar. And if Sting is a problem for you guys, I have a solution, Brock Lesnar.
Now, are they teasing a possible future match or encounter with Brock Lesnar and Sting? I don't understand that.
I think they're just trying to build Brock Lesnar as this person that'll take care of anything that happens.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because, I'm like, oh, what, are they going to fight on Raw or something?
Now, I thought that they were trying to distance Brock Lesnar from the Authority because he's supposed to become sort of like a babyface in his last couple matches, but whatever. The writing staff just does whatever the hell they want, so it's cool. We move on to the next match, a WWE Tag Team title match between
Ooh.
Sandow and The Miz versus the Usos.
And now something very funny happened in this match. I don't think if anyone doesn't know, and Fred, I think you missed this.
I did miss
see
this.
the botch?
You were talking about it. I actually missed it, and I don't even
Okay.
know what I was doing to miss it.
All right. What happened is that that the spot where they jump over the top rope and shit, just do like a body splash.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I forget which Uso it was, but instead of doing a body splash, he does like a half-ass front flip and completely misses fucking the dude and lands straight on his back on the mat. And even the fans were saying, you fucked up for like 10 seconds.
Oh,
Yeah, so we'll be seeing that on Botchamania.
excellent.
Pretty sure.
Can't wait. Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that. Like I said, I completely missed it. I don't know if maybe I was going to get a bottle of water. I don't know what I was doing, but definitely missed that.
But you know what? One thing I am happy about is that at least someone attempted a fucking front flip. If it's anybody, then it's the Usos because they are athletic. They do high energy, high octane matches, and it just looked like he was in the middle of the front flip. He's like, I shouldn't do this, and it just came out looking the way it did.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So match ends when Jimmy Uso runs in. Miz doesn't realize who the legal man is. Jimmy knocks down Miz, slams him, heads up the top, splashes him for the win. Usos retain their titles. Decent
So,
match. Nothing to remark about, I guess.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
When do you think Miz and Mizdow are going to split up?
They keep teasing a little bit of discord in their I don't know. I would say maybe within the next 6 months. I don't know.
Yes.
It depends. It depends how long they need tag teams because they do need tag teams. I
Definitely.
think that this Miz and Mizdow tag team does have an interesting dynamic with one being very much loved and one being very much despised, which I don't think I've ever seen before in a tag team. So it just shows how gullible and disgusting the WWE fans are to actually accept something like Mizdow as something that would be something to cheer for. So that's just my opinion, though.
You know what? I'm with you on that because I hate stunt double. As we said before, it is telepathic what they do, and I don't get the gimmick at all.
It's like he's a voodoo doll.
Yeah, it's exact. It's not. They're like, oh, monkey see, monkey do. I just think it looks fucking stupid.
Yeah. So, oh well. We move on. The next match, an interesting way to put these people together, and I don't really know why they did this, but the Bella Twins versus Natalya and Paige.
Yes.
So first of all, before this even starts, I just want to, again, question, why are the Bellas reunited in this way? Like the last that we knew, they hate each other. One wishes the other died in the womb.
And Brie was Nikki's servant, right, for 30 days.
I was just about to get to that.
Okay.
Yep. Basically, they cut scathing promos on each other that you used to steal my boyfriends, and I went out to prom and I saw you making out with my date in the car, and then they do this match where one becomes the other's servant. Specifically, Nikki has Brie Bella as her servant for 30 days. And over this 30 days, they start to become close again, even though Nikki was making her get her like coffee and throwing it on her and just doing despicable things. And then all of a sudden, Brie likes her again, and now they're as good as ever, I guess.
But I tell you what, though, I'm not really interested in the women matches, but I am very interested whenever Paige comes out. I guess you can say I'm a believer in that, to quote Roman Reigns. And
Ah.
there was some, bear with me on this, Fred, okay? Since it's the PG era, you notice at some moments they don't know if they want to be TV 14 or TV 10, whatever. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think maybe in the next couple of years during Paige's career at WWE, they're gonna oust her out as a lesbian gimmick.
Hmm.
You notice that she's like very friendly, if you want to call it that, with her tag team partner, and with the last one she had, I think her name was Alicia. She was very dominant. So I don't know. And she was doing some very well, for me it was nice, but she was just doing some very crazy shit in the ring. What was one of them? The pin?
Yeah, there was this weird pin where she basically mounts her as though she's mounting a man, or I guess a woman, whatever. However she swings, that's cool.
Uh-huh.
But she mounts her. She doesn't pin her across. She pins her up and down. I don't know. I don't know.
I
what that's
am
about.
mad at you, Paige.
Yeah. So we have a couple interesting spots, I guess. They make the tags. At one point, they so the referee. I don't know what the problem was. It looked like Natalia went to tag in Paige for no reason, and then continued to stay in the match. And then she tried to go for the pin. The referee yells at him and stuff like that. So I don't know if they just fucked up. There was makeup all over the ring, as you can expect, like brown tone makeup. So I'm assuming it came from the. Well, actually, you know what? It could have came from either Nikki or Natalia. What do you think? Actually, yeah, that's the most interesting thing of the match. Who do you think that the makeup came off from?
I'm gonna say a little bit of both because they both use quite a bit of makeup. But I got a question for you, okay? It's a hard question. 10 minutes. What would you rather listen to? 10 minutes of a Roman Reigns promo or 10 minutes of the Divas screaming back and forth at each other?
Oh, it's going to be the Roman Reigns promo every day of the week.
Brie mode.
No. No.
Oh, man.
No. Nope. No Brie mode.
Not having it?
My Brie mode is turning the channel. So I put my TV onto Brie mode, and that's turning it off. So, Natty reaches for a tag, but Brie pulls her off the apron. So specifically pulls Paige off the apron, hits her face pretty hard. It looked like
Another
like she
botch?
fucked up. It might have been. So anyways, pulls Paige off the apron. Natalia turns around, flabbergasted by this turn of events. And Nikki blasts her with that forearm, which looks actually pretty good, to be honest with you. Gets the pin. Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, get the win.
Yay.
And to hell with those fucking pants already. Those stupid fucking pants are terrible.
Is that your message to Nikki?
Terrible fucking pants. That's for Brie. The stupid fucking
Oh,
pants.
Brie. And you know what, Paige? You hit me up on Twitter.
Terrible fucking pants. So anyways, moving on, we've got John Cena versus Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. Now, this match starts off with Brock Lesnar connecting with some Germans very quickly. Mercury and Noble try to run in, but it doesn't really do much good. Lots of just, it just looks like Brock just overpowering everybody.
Exactly. With the same fucking move. He is the master of the German suplex. I don't know if that's his gimmick now. He's the German suplex guy. But you want to know one thing I noticed about Brock Lesnar? Dude, he gets very fucking red. You notice that about him? I just don't understand it. I mean, I guess I haven't been paying attention, but I noticed after he was dropping a couple suplexes, he like, dude, he fucking gets red like a tomato, dude. Like, goddamn. Does it have to do with anything about him having a, what do you call it, the divergenitis or whatever?
Diverticulitis.
Yeah. Does you think that plays into it, that he just gets worn out faster than normal?
No. I mean, just look at how big of a muscular man he is. I don't think that he's. I mean, I hear people like Joe Rogan like to say like, oh, he has the frame to be that gigantic, but I don't really think anyone's supposed to be that gigantic, and I think it's very taxing on his circulatory system. I think it's very taxing on his lungs, and I think that that's the problem. I think he's just too muscular.
But one thing I did like the start of this match. It went the way that I wanted it to. Of course, kayfabe and in real life, you can believe that Brock Lesnar would beat the shit out of both Rollins, the J&J team, and John Cena, and it was looking like that. But just too many suplexes for me. It almost felt like it was a repeat of SummerSlam.
Well, for me, there was one good spot. There were two good spots in the match, and actually both of them came from Seth Rollins, to be honest with you. First one was I don't know if it was like a twisting 540 splash or something he did off the top rope. It looked pretty good.
Yep, I agree with that.
It was like a fucking I don't even know what it was. I don't think it was a 550. I mean, unless it's a twisting 550. I don't know. Somebody let me know what that thing's called. I don't know what the fuck it's called. And then obviously I guess it's a Randy Savage tribute, the elbow drop from the top out to the table. Basically the thing
That was good.
put Lesnar out for the remainder of the match.
That was good. He sold it very well, and he came off the top rope. He jumped as high as he can, and the impact looked as real as it could possibly get.
Yeah.
I did like that spot a lot.
Taking a UFC slogan there, as real as it gets, huh?
Uh-huh.
So Brock Lesnar is incapacitated for the remainder of the match. Rollins and Cena go back and forth for a little while. Then all of a sudden, here comes Lesnar again and starts slamming people around. What I thought was just I don't know if it was a rushed finish or just too simplistic of a finish. He gives John Cena a German suplex. He rolls out of the ring, and that gives him enough time to hit Rollins with the F5 and pin him, where Cena is nowhere to be found after a German suplex. Now, he's been taking German suplexes from Brock Lesnar all match, but specifically this one is enough to put him out of commission. I don't know. It didn't seem like he did enough to incapacitate John Cena the way he did.
I mean, we all knew that fucking Seth Rollins was the one that was gonna get pinned because, of course, John Cena ain't gonna get fucking pinned. But still, the way that he disappeared for like the last part of the match was just sloppy.
Yeah. So there's your result. Brock Lesnar gets the pin. He eats 3 attitude adjustments and a curb stomp. He kicks out at 1 over attitude adjustments and curb stomps. It's I don't know. So you got Brock Lesnar moving on to WrestleMania to wrestle the last match of his contract
Yes.
for the title.
It's a damn shame that he doesn't know how to take a curb stomp.
Yep. So we move on to the main event, the reason why many people tuned in tonight, the Royal Rumble. And this one was an interesting one. So
We got a couple of surprises.
let's just go through the entrance. So we start off with The Miz and R-Truth. We then get Bubba Ray Dudley, Luke Harper, Bray Wyatt, Curtis Axel, The Boogeyman, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, Daniel Bryan, Fandango, Tyson Kidd, Stardust, Diamond Dallas Page, Rusev, Goldust, Kofi Kingston, Adam Rose, Roman Reigns, Big E, Damian Mizdow, Jack Swagger, Ryback, Kane, Dean Ambrose, Titus O'Neil, Bad News Barrett, Cesaro, Big Show, and your 30th man, Dolph Ziggler. Now, one thing I just want to remark on right off the top. I don't understand the logic behind Curtis Axel getting beat up on the way to the ring, and therefore Eric Rowan got to the ring, was was Eric Rowan then taking his spot? Was Curtis Axel eliminated? What exactly was in mind there? Because from what I know, Eric Rowan is supposed to be presented as a face, and for
Yes.
him to attack somebody instead of getting into the Rumble himself, which that just makes no sense. Let's say that he has some sort of issue that prevented him from being in the Rumble like that, just put him in late. But I don't know. I really don't understand the logic here.
That sounds like something Luke Harper would do since he's supposed to be a heel.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
So, a couple of weird dynamics here. You had all of the Wyatt family in the ring. It seemed as though Luke Harper and Eric Rowan were going to go after Bray Wyatt, but instead, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper teamed up to go after Eric Rowan. A disappointing spot from Kofi Kingston. We sort of speculated in the lead up what was Kofi Kingston going to do this year, and all he does was he got caught by Adam Rose's Rosebuds, his entourage, and then was carried back to the ring. I think anyone on the roster could have done that.
Disappointing because in past Royal Rumbles, he was doing some crazy shit to avoid being thrown out. I mean, I think the one spot where he was walking on his hands or whatever to get back into the ring. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just some fantastic shit. He's a very dynamic and athletic person, and he just gets picked up by a fucking crowd and throws back in and gets kicked back out. It's a damn shame.
Bubba Ray Dudley, of course, makes his return. That was pretty much in the rumor mill that either he was going to return in terms of just in general. I didn't really see too much about him returning specifically for the Royal Rumble, but I have seen quote-unquote rumblings of him coming back to the Rumble or the WWE in general. So that was good to see. He looked completely out of shape. It looked like the worst version of Bubba Ray Dudley I'd ever seen when he was Bully Ray. It seemed like he was really taking his fitness seriously. And I guess that just got thrown out of the window. And now he's back as Bubba Ray Dudley. He does a couple Dudley Boy spots with R-Truth. So, whatever. Boogeyman comes back. Him and Bray Wyatt do a weird sort of freak out, I guess you could call it. They try to weird each other out. Diamond Dallas Page comes back to plug his DDP Yoga, hits about 17 diamond cutters on everybody.
Yeah. He was in there for a lot longer than I expected.
Yep. So we go through the eliminations, of course. Looks like we've got The Miz and R-Truth getting thrown out by Bubba Ray Dudley. Bubba Ray, Luke Harper, Boogeyman, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, Daniel Bryan,
Who expected
all
that?
getting thrown out by Bray Wyatt.
You know, at first I kind of thought, I was like, okay, because my pick was Roman Reigns, but then I saw, you know, how Bray Wyatt came in early and he was staying there for a good amount of the time, taking out a good chunk of the participants in this Rumble. I actually thought he was going to win at one point.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I think Curtis Axel still hasn't been eliminated. So as soon as Roman Reigns left the ring, I think that would make Curtis Axel your winner.
Don't tell the WWE that.
I'm just saying he wasn't eliminated. So
Yep.
then we've got Diamond Dallas Page, Fandango, Adam Rose, Kofi Kingston, Damien Mizdow, Big E, all eliminated by Rusev. We've got Titus O'Neil getting eliminated by the combination Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Ryback is eliminated by Kane and Show, and so is Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose. Then we've got Cesaro getting tossed out by Ziggler, Bad News Barrett getting tossed out by Ziggler. And finally, we end up with a combination of Dean Ambrose, Rusev, Kane, Big Show, and Roman Reigns. Now, Roman Reigns tosses Rusev out, but not over the top rope, so he disappears for quite a while. Dean Ambrose gets eliminated by Kane and Show, and we end up with Roman Reigns, Kane, and Big Show left in the ring with Rusev on the outside. I think a lot of people forgot about Rusev, but we end up with a situation where Kane and Big Show start fighting with each other after thoroughly dominating Roman Reigns, and Roman comes out and flips them over. here comes The Rock to celebrate, and it just seemed like weird timing for The Rock to come out. It really didn't
Yeah.
make much sense. But people booing Roman Reigns as hard as I've heard. I mean, worse than Batista, worse than Rey Mysterio last year. This was, I mean, they had to crank Roman Reigns' music up as high as it could go.
Oh yeah, dude, his music was playing loud. Everybody was booing him in the stadium. It was ridiculous. And they even had the Authority come out and look at him, and The Rock come out, and nothing could save him. It was
I mean,
crazy.
you look at him with The Rock. They try to save him with that. By the end, people were chanting, "We want Rusev." Rusev slides back in the ring to try to get his surprise attack. Reigns throws him out and becomes your winner of the 2015 Royal Rumble. So
That is bad.
like
That
you
means
said,
we're gonna
they
have to
threw
hear more
everything.
promos.
They threw everything they could at it. They threw The Rock to put him over. They put Rusev for him to throw out. Reigns threw out 4 heels in a row. And
Exactly.
did not matter.
And you know when when you can't even get a pop with The Rock helping you out, there's a problem. There's a big problem.
Yep. So like I said, they cranked up that music as hard as they could do it, but the crowd boos were still coming through. So that tells you all you need to know. Overall, Jay, what would you give this Royal Rumble? The entire
Well,
event.
I would say it was average. I would definitely give it you know what? I'm feeling a little bit generous. I'm gonna give it a 6.
A 6.
Yes, because there was a couple of spots. Finally, someone did a front flip, and I did like what Seth Rollins was doing in Brock Lesnar, the triple threat match. So I'm gonna be a little bit generous. I'm gonna be a little bit less cynical. There were a couple of surprises in Royal Rumble that I did like. I'd give it a 6, and that's probably that's me being happy. You know what I mean? It's a less cynical. You know what I mean?
I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my rationale. The first half was atrocious. I would give it a 0. Second half was roughly a 9. So if I average that together, I would get 4.5.
I mean, the problem was the ending killed it for me because it's just you have this guy who has, he doesn't have a lot of skill set when it comes to wrestling. You know what I mean? I don't even like the Superman punch, to be honest with you. And as far as charisma goes, he has none. His promos suck. He doesn't. The only thing he has is a look, and that's about it. So with no charisma and no wrestling skills, you're not going to get that far unless they push him. And that's what we see. We're seeing this guy, and I feel bad for this guy because it seems like the WWE is trying to do him a favor, but they're going to end up ruining any chance he has of at least being a popular face because it's not working. He's getting booed worse than the heels. No, I mean, well, one thing I noticed? The Philly crowd is a hell of a lot better than other crowds. At least you can hear them. It just seems like with most WWE events, the crowd is quiet. They barely pop or boo. The Philly crowd was really active, and you would expect it. You know what I mean? Because of course, Philadelphia is the birthplace of my favorite wrestling company of all time, ECW. So I expected them to be at least vocal.
So that's going to do it for the Shootcast tonight. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We will be back for our review of Raw, and we hope that you guys will tune in.